Okay, so let's look at putting some finishing touches on our document in a number of different ways. And I want to kind of start out first of all by showing you how to add a cover page to your document to kind of give it that just professional finished look, I guess, right? And the way we would do it is it really doesn't matter what page you're on when you're doing this. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of zoom out here so we can actually see the document we have so far, so just get a little bit better view here. Now, you don't have to do that. So then what you'll do is you'll go back into the Insert tab, right? You'll go over here to the Pages area, and you're going to tell it that you want to put a cover page in. Now, when we click on a cover page, it gives us a number of different ones in here. You saw this a little bit earlier when we were working with the quick parts. You saw some of the cover pages there. So that's what we have here. And these are, there's a good range of them. And you just kind of figure out which one you think would maybe look the best with what you have. So let's just say maybe you go with, I don't know, let's say we go with, we'll do the picture one here. So we'll click onto that, and there we go. And with this particular one, we can go in and click on where it says the title and give it, you know, actually, oh, it's not going in there. Okay, there we go. So we'll type in, let's say, Lurche, and we'll type in ghost. Something like that. All right. And we'll kind of click away from there, and then you'll see that in there. And then you can also change this text here if you wanted to as well. And you can change the company name if you've got that in there as well. But pretty good stuff. Other thing you can do too is you can swap out the picture. Maybe you don't like this picture, so we'll do a right click on that. We'll go down to where it says change picture, and we can say we'll do online sources here. We'll go out that way. So we'll go out there, and we can pick something. So maybe you want something to do with, I don't know, beaches. We'll go and hit beach. And we can pick something maybe like this one here. Hit insert. And there we go. Nice stuff there. All right, so that's your cover page. If later on you want to maybe change it out for something else, all you have to do is you go back into Pages, go back to your cover page, find something else that you'd rather have, maybe this one here, and there it goes. And it brings in all of the information that you had on the last one back into this one, or at least whatever it uses, it'll bring that over as well. But there you go. So not bad stuff. Okay, so now let's look at our spelling and grammar. All right, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click on this second page here, zoom in there a little bit. All right, so obviously you can kind of see some of the errors in here. We've got grammatical error here. We've got spelling errors over here. What I don't see are some of the other misspellings that we might have, or grammar errors. I mean, if you look at this, you'll see something like they gave me two T-O many instead of T-O-O, right? And then T-O or T-O-O instead of T-O, right? So there's a lot of different things here. Seashore, S-E-E, shore, right? So a few things you might have to kind of watch out for is my point. Now, here's what I'm going to do first of all. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix the ones that are obvious, all right? So I'm going to do a right click on the R, and that should be the am, right? I go to C, S-E-E, shells, right? Right click that one, seashells, right? Atmosphere, pick the one with an E in it, right? So that takes care of that. So you might say, well, I guess it's all looking pretty good here. Now, I will tell you this. It doesn't hurt to actually run the actual spell and grammar check just to make sure everything else is okay. And what you're going to notice, if you look down here on the status bar, it says no proofing errors. Now, when I click onto that, this will pop up, and it shows me that everything's all A-okay, but it's not, all right? But once in a while, even though there's nothing showing on here, this will have like an X in it, and that's letting you know that there are errors, and maybe they're not showing up in here for whatever reason. I don't know how often that's going to happen, but it happens from time to time. So we have a little problem here because it didn't pick up on this. Now, I'm going to tell you, you look at the same document 2 weeks from now, it'll show those errors because it's a little fickle is what it comes down to. But in this case, they gave me two, T-O, that should be what, T-O-O. So too many crab legs, T-O, just one O to eat. Sally sells, not like cell phone, but S-E-L-L-S, right? Seashells, not B-Y what, but B-Y. See? So you have to kind of be, watchful for this. Just because it doesn't show up and show you the errors or indicates that you got errors doesn't mean that there's no errors. And here we got the seashore, right? So I just go ahead and type in S-E-A, and there's our seashore, right? And then we like the country atmosphere in our big city. That should be what, our, right? So O-U-R. So I'm going to say that that didn't do too good, right? I mean, for what it is. And you might say, well, that's pretty bad, and I'm just going to let you know that it's fickle. It isn't that it's a bad system. It's just kind of a fickle system, and you really have to kind of be watchful and not just depend on it showing you the errors, because it might miss a lot of your errors. Now, another area that we have is trying to find words for words that we already have. In other words, as we were typing, we couldn't think of exactly the word that we needed. So instead of just sitting there and just freezing for the next 2 hours, we just figure, well, I'll just put the word country in there, and then I'll look up the word country later on and come up with maybe a different word, or what we call a synonym, right? Using the thesaurus, all right? So we find other words or synonyms for words using the thesaurus. Now, how do we do that? How do we make that happen? Well, what you'll do is you'll say, okay, here's the word country. So I'm just going to go and click. I can either click on the country or select country. Either one, doesn't matter. You do that, and then you go up here into the review tab, and you click on to thesaurus. And there it goes. And of course, they've got different groupings. They got it more of a noun, okay, versus another kind of noun, like farmland versus a republic. The country, like, United States or Canada or something like that, versus the country as far as, out in the country, the farmland. So in this case, we couldn't think of the right word, but we just threw country in there because we knew it was close. And now we can actually look through all these words here, and we can say, okay, I was looking for, oh yeah, that's right, I wanted countryside. But then I say, is there something maybe a little bit better than countryside? So what I can do is I can do a lookup on countryside by clicking onto there, and it gives me this. And then I say, oh yeah, rural area atmosphere. That's what I want. So I'm going to click on to rural area. All right. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to hit the back button here. I'm going to click on to point to rural area, I should say, right? Hit the little drop down arrow and tell it that I want to insert that, right? And it puts that in there for me. See? Might not make any sense, but you get the idea of what I'm talking about there. So that's pretty cool. I can say, okay, how about the word provided? All right. I mean, provided sounds pretty, stick in the mud. Maybe you want something else different. So we'll click on the provided. We'll go back to thesaurus. All right. And there's provided. And I say, okay, how about offered? That sounds better. So I'll go over here to the little drop down. I'll hit insert. Okay. And there we go. All right. So pretty easy stuff there. Pretty easy to do. I'm going to close this up now. And the last thing I want to talk about in this particular video is working with the translator. We have a tool called Translate, all right, that will translate, I haven't even counted it lately, but it's well over 40 different languages that we can translate chunks of text into, or the entire document into. This is great for those international situations where you want to compose a letter and send it to a prospective client or buyer or vendor or something in a different country, and you want to send a letter out in their particular language out of respect or whatever you think of it as being. How do you do it? And this also works well if you have a document and you decide, okay, maybe the document is in Greek, all right? It's Greek to you, it's Greek to me, right? We can actually translate it from Greek into English or whatever other language. So it works both ways. But here's how this works. And by the way, too, this is also something that you have in Microsoft Outlook, all right? So if you're sending out an email to somebody and you want to put it in Dutch or you want to put it in German, Spanish, whatever it happens to be, you can do it by way of using the translator. It's the same tool in those programs as well. Now, here's how it works. Let's say that I want to take this first sentence right here, or the first paragraph, I should say, take this whole thing right here, and I want to translate into some language. I'm not sure yet what I want to do yet. Well, I'll know when I get there. So you select the area, you go back into the Review tab, you go over here to Translate, and we have something here called Translate Selection. So we click on that, a little panel pops open on the side there. It automatically detects that this is English, and there it is. And it remembers whatever the last language it was that you had picked when you did this last time. And I haven't been doing Greek before, so there we have it. So there it is in Greek. That's pretty wild. Now, if I decide instead I would rather have it in a different language, look at all these different ones we have here. It goes from the Africans all the way, Africans, Arabic, all the way to what? Vietnamese, Urdu, Tongan, Tahitian. Look at that. So you want to make some reservations, and you send a letter off. Anyway, but you could click on a Tahitian, like that. There it is in Tahitian. And then you want to go back and you just click on to Insert. And there it goes. Unbelievable. Pretty wild. And I'll tell you, I've had in my regular, on-site classes that I do, I've had, people from all different languages, my classes, and we'll do something like this. And I'll say, what does that look like to you? And they'll say, yeah, it looks good. I understand what it's saying. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like a human translating it. It's more of a what they refer to as a machine type translation. But I will tell you that the translation tool that's currently in Microsoft is much better than it was, just a few years ago. All right, so pretty powerful stuff there. Let's try something else here. Let's scroll down a little bit. And let's say maybe on this paragraph right here. Now watch this. When I go to select it, all right, I'll select that. Now what happens, I should have been up there before. It already is picked up on that now, see? So then I can go down to here and I can say, okay, now I want to translate this. Now, I'll tell you, a real difficult language for people is Polish, believe it or not. So we go to Polish here, and there it is in Polska, and then we can go ahead and hit Insert, and now that gets replaced. So any of you out there that know Polish, what do you think? All right. Let me do one more here. I'll select that part there, and now that's been selected there. It's already translated into Polish. I'm going to change this from Polish to Russian. Look at that. Or if I go from Russian into, I thought this was pretty interesting. They actually have, and I never knew this before. I got to find it here. Where is it? Oh yeah, here, all the way at the bottom. Yucatec Maya. This is the language of the Indians, all right, in the Yucatan Peninsula, that area there. So this actually is an actual language, and you click onto that now, like this, and that gets translated into the Yucatec. I mean, that's pretty good. Go ahead and insert that, and there you go on that one. So, I mean, very, very powerful tool, you guys. And then let me just show you one more here. So on this one here, if I select this text now, right, it will automatically detect that it's Romanian. And now what I want to do is I want to translate that from Romanian into, look at this, English. All right, so we'll go find our English here. There it is. It almost did. I think I detected it wrong. Yeah, I don't think I picked Romanian before, but you get the idea. Let me find a different one here. Maybe the Polish one here. So I'll select that. All right. Now it automatically detected Polish, and now there's it in English, right? So now I just go ahead and hit insert, and now it brings it right back. So pretty cool little tool there, you guys. So hopefully this is something that you guys can utilize. I have a lot of fun with it. I've got a lot of friends all over the world, and it's kind of neat. Once in a while I'll send them an email, and it'll be in their particular language, and it's just kind of fun to go back and forth, because what they'll end up doing is sending me a letter, back that's in their language, and then I end up having to use the translator to translate it back into English, so I see what they said, and then I can reply back to them in their language. How about that, right? Anyway, so good stuff there. So hopefully you can use it. I appreciate you watching the video. Take care.